In this episode, we are going to take a look at a G.I. Joe classified figure that comes straight from 1990. So, stick around. Hello, fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode, we will be taking a look at the G.I. Joe classified figure of Metalhead. This was a character that was originally released in 1990 for the original G.I. Joe A Real American Hero toy line. So it fits perfectly with our 90s November theme for this month. Now, I didn't have him originally when he was released in 1990. So I'm really excited to take a look at this figure and see if it's enough to change my mind like the Night Creeper figure did. I mean, that was a solid classified figure and it made me a fan of the original figure. So let's see if this has the same power. So without further ado, let's head over here and take a look at Metalhead.
Yo, Joe!
Okay, here is Metalhead with all of his accessories, and he comes with quite a bit. I think he was a slightly higher price for being a deluxe figure. I try not to look or pay attention, so I can't answer that full honesty. But let's take a look at the figure first before we start adding all of his missiles and launchers and all that. The first thing I noticed is Cold Slither. Look at that. That looks awesome. And it's got really great, like, metal wear on there. Has a great, like, flak jacket with some pouches. This looks awesome. This is where I assume his backpack and everything goes. His launchers go here, kind of like the original. And like I said, I don't have the original, so we might have to use the power of editing and throw a picture up there. Got a cat hair on him. Sorry about that. And you have this Destro Iron Grenadier patch on his shoulder. And a teardrop tattoo. Now, he came with two different heads. Or helmets, I should say. You have this helmet, which I don't know the origin of that one. And this, which is what I'm more accustomed to seeing him in on the cartoon. And it wants to be difficult. There we go. The old Deke cartoon, he was one of the characters that was slightly annoying, but kind of cool. I like the detailing on his collar there. So, first things first, let's give him his knife. And by the way, I really miss the windowless packaging because trying to take all these little things out of the plastic shell, one of the missiles shot off, and it took me about 15 minutes to find it. That wouldn't have happened if it was in the little bag, like with the windowless packaging. So, yeah, I miss it for that alone. So, I'm not sure about the origin of this helmet. It's very cool. I think, see, when I see stuff like this, it's like, I want to make a Gladiator custom. Also, first things first, all these are very squishy and gummy, which was good because said packaging was very hard to get everything out of. So if it wasn't bending, it probably would have broke. That goes for all this as well. So let's put on his backpack, which is nice that it has 3 posts. And these are superposable. That is awesome. But which way is which? I'll have to look at the packaging to see which way. I would assume the silver goes first. But let's put these on here. So same with these. The silver goes in the back. Just put them back on this. I don't know if I'll give him any of his guns, which let's take a look at those real quick. You have this like over under, which is pretty cool. And you have this 80s cartoon Cobra blaster, which is super awesome. The only ones I have like this I've 3D printed. They're a little bit bigger. Of course, they're not as squishy. So do the missiles... No, the missiles do not go in unless you... Now, it only fits in the silver side here. What the heck is going on here? But the picture on the box, the silver is in the back. Now, it'd be nice if they would fit in here without that. These do at least. Kinda. I don't know how I'm going to display them. I don't want to add all this extra junk and take up shelf space. Okay. I'm going to edit all that out of me messing around with this. But here is the finished posed figure. Missiles blasting out. Kind of like it. I mean, it's going to be a pain to display because it takes up a lot of real estate. But it's a cool pose. Cool missile effects. I mean, the posability of these missiles, is the arms of the backpack missile launcher are pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I like it. I said cool way too much. Anyway, it's a pretty nice figure. Like I said, not a fan of the original. We're going to skip the comparing piece just because the only real difference between this one and the other one, of course, the missile effects. And he came with a helmet. He had the goggles and the helmet. And it was just like a Major Blood-esque type helmet. So he didn't come with that this time, but he came with this cool gladiator helmet. But anyway, yeah, that ended up being a screwy review. So anyway, back to me.
Anyway, back to me. I hope I can edit that down to a reasonable amount because, yeah, I had some difficulties here and there getting them posed, getting his missiles all set up, those stupid lines popping off the back. Other than that stuff, it's a pretty solid figure. And, I mean, like I said, I skipped the comparing it to the original, which I would have just put a picture up. Because yeah, I don't have any real info to add to that since I never had the figure, and it looks pretty spot on from the original. Here, I'll just throw a picture up of him. And like I said, the biggest difference I think is he doesn't come with the removable helmet. He comes with the Gladiator helmet, but not like the helmet that the original one had. You'll see in the picture wherever I put it. Windshield wipers. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this episode, or any of the ones that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad, and stay dorky.